Oh, we're going high energy, baby, because we're talking Thunderbolts. We're back in the MCU. The credits are now dark. The MCU logo is not colorful because we're dealing with the void. And when we're dealing with apocalyptic circumstances, we can't just rock two. We got to go and make it a three-way. We brought in the man himself. Yes, AJ Orsini from the Uncensored Mind Pod. What's up, brother? Welcome back. To be seen.
I have to admit, I was the mark this time. I hit you up.
Yeah,
I hit you up.
I got the hot tag this time.
I watched the movie this past weekend, and I was like, I gotta hit up Joe. I want to be a part of this one if I could. But yeah, glad to be here.
All right, glad to have you. Glad to have you. And of course, we got New Bill, part of the new Avengers himself.
Ooh, another asterisk.
Another asterisk. How you been, buddy? It's been a week since we've
I know. Last time we did Electric State, and now we are actually doing like a good movie.
Yeah. yeah. Electric State. A lot to be left desired. All right. We're getting into
You can check that out on the YouTube channel.
Yeah. You can go and check out Electric State. It's available right now wherever you listen to your or on YouTube. Just watch it on YouTube. We're not just watch it. Just watch it on YouTube. We got like 40 people that watch that one, so come and watch that one. Nobody, it got such bad reviews. Nobody even bothered to watch the review. Electric State, fuck that. I don't want to.
that one hurts more than it helps.
Yeah. Electric State was not loved, not liked, not loved, just forgotten. Anyway, we're not talking about that. We're talking about Thunderbolts, and I am going to put on my glasses because we're going to go and dive right into that synopsis. All right, here we go. Thunderbolts, asterisk. After finding themselves ensnared in a death trap, an unconventional team of antiheroes must go on to a dangerous mission that will force them to confront the darkest corners of their past. That's a synopsis. I thought I did that pretty dramatically.
That's all right. The lighting looks like that. It's according to the story.
Yeah. My lighting's dark because you don't know which side. Am I the void or am I me? Who knows? All right, let's see who's in this mamma jamma. All right, Thunderbolts 2025. We got some people. This is the first movie in 2025 to not feature Giancarlo Esposito. He is not in this movie.
I can promise you it's not for a lack of trying.
It didn't work with the schedule.
Right. It's definitely not from a lack of trying. What'd you say, Bill?
I said they probably tried, just they couldn't get him into the schedule with the reshoots.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so David Harbour came back. We've got Florence Pugh. We got Sebastian Stan, who looks a lot like Mark Hamill. Wonder what Mark was doing that day. Lewis Pullman was Bob, who I'm like, who the frig is this guy? Now, a rumor has it, huh?
I was just saying Bob.
Bob, a rumor has it that this was offered to Henry Cavill. And he said no. Julia Louis-Dreyfus returns. Hannah John Kamen graced her presence there. And let's see. Wendell Pierce, who was very famous for the infamous shit.
I thought it was this close twice in the movie, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, I thought it was good. We were going to get it, but it didn't happen. Wyatt Russell, Kurt Russell's son, returns as John Walker. Olga,
go ahead, I dare you.
Kurilenko, yeah. Anatona Dreykov, I guess that's one of the Russian kids.
Yeah, go ahead, do Geraldines. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. And then random Russian man, Georgy Kazev.
There you go.
He was chilling on this one.
He was hanging
All right, so that is your Thunderbolts. That's who was in it. So let's get right into it. Let's not waste any time. Let's go back to how we were looking before because that's cooler. And let us see what worked. All right, AJ, the hot tag. We're tagging you in. What worked?
What worked? Chemistry. I think chemistry for me was tremendous. My brother, my co-host for Orsini's Uncensored Mind, is not a big homework guy.
Nope.
So before he went
Heard
to go
the show.
before he went to go see this movie, he's like, "Do I got to do a whole bunch of homework? Do I really got to watch a whole bunch of movies and shows to catch up?" And I think since you said you heard the episode, I really don't feel like you had to. Not a lot. Like if you came into this completely, you might have to nudge the guy next to you. What's the deal with this ghost lady? But other than that, I think they gave you a nice little something for each person, something for you to attach yourself to as far as the character goes, and the cast. That cast that you just listed off, they loved each other, and it felt like it on screen. Yeah. Everybody had their roles. They played their characters to a T. I'm sorry, once again, the Red Guardian happens to be one of my favorite characters in the MCU. That dude is a riot. He has me laughing every single. And small little details like my wife bugging out that he's washing his mouth with dish soap, or he's moving. Like it's all small little things that just made us giggle in the movie theater. And I just feel like despite how many humorous moments it had, it didn't take away from the overall encompassing story of the film, which was surprisingly darker than I think a lot of people anticipated. If you have some sort of familiarity with the Sentry character, it's not a tremendous shock for you. But I think even with that knowledge, it was surprising, at least to me. They didn't go as dark as the comic book version, but they went darker than I thought they would. There was a lot of moments with that character where I was just like, especially with the backstories and how emotional these characters really got divulging into who they were. So there was ups, there was downs, there was ebbs, there was flows, and yet so everything to me just seemed to be streamlined. So I actually enjoyed the chemistry of the film.
All right. Billy, what worked for you?
I loved the stunt work in this movie. I mean, they had... Yes. I mean, well, of course, that first jump off the building was great. The fight scenes in the bunker was great. And also, for the first time since, like, Age of Ultron, it looked like they were doing crowd control where they were trying to save civilians. I haven't seen that in a Marvel movie.
You're right. You just
holy crap.
Oh, that kid's dead. Damn, did you see that?
He actually saved people. And then they lost him. So you got a little bit of... So it's like a best of real. You got to see like, oh, cool. You get to see the old school Avengers like you do in like the first Avengers movie and the second movie, and then they're blipped away just like in Infinity War, and it's like, oh, speed run.
Speed run.
Now, speed run. Now I know you guys are both familiar with Sentry and you're aware of his powers, but I don't remember the Void part of him just waxing people like that and having telekinesis.
Yeah.
I think they like overpowered him to another level. I don't remember.
Well, it seemed to me in the movie that the overpowering came at a tremendous cost. It seemed like there was 100% or it was nothing. In the comics, the Void is an evil side of him. There's almost an equal shift between the two. And so in the beginning of the film, when we first meet Bob, he's kind of unaware that he has all of these gifts and the Void, and he learns about them throughout. And then all of a sudden, almost out of nowhere, he becomes almost omnipotent. He, like you said, he just has this overwhelming scale of power. And then what kind of caught me by surprise, and I don't want to jump ahead, but I think it falls into the description we're talking about. There's a mention later where he's sitting, I'm not going to give away the end credit, but he's sitting somewhere eating popcorn and snacks. And they're looking at him like, you want to help? And he's like, I really can't do the whole Sentry thing without him. So I'm kind of like, So then it kind of gives the impression like, so is he not allowed? Can he not be the Sentry without the Void present? So while they did make him kind of an overpowered character, there is a failsafe in there. There is a weakness that can be exploited to some degree. So I don't really have too much of a problem with that power scale.
Okay, that sounds good. For me, what really worked were these dark undertones, these backstories that you're getting by a touch from Sentry.
Yeah.
When you get into, her backstory when she's our new Black Widow, basically she ratted out somebody and watched people die, and then Sentry just totally waxing people, and just with it passing by, I thought that was like the most messed up and fastest way they've like accelerated any character. And I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. And of course, we got the backstory for John Walker, where he hit Johnny Walker way too many times and didn't pay attention to this kid because he's watching Reddit porn, you know, like he's just, well, I see the kid, he's still alive, you know, we're good.
Imagine watching your child and spending all of your time Googling yourself. Awesome parent.
Man. Yeah. I also liked a lot of the humor, the undertone humor that they did, like with the ghost and that when they, well, I'm here to get you and I'm here to get you, but and then everybody kills. One shot Taskmaster. She just
I'll say that.
Yeah, it just waxed, you know. So it was, you know, I know it's not funny, but like all the jokes, well, she doesn't need it anymore. Like all these jokes really hit very well, and I thought it was hilarious. I feel like you're chomping at the bit. What, AJ?
No, you brought up the Taskmaster thing, and all I can recall, because I saw it opening day, so I know for that whole weekend there was a lot of people, you know, don't spoil or whatever. If you look at some of the trailers that were released, if you look in the comment section or some of the endless videos of people reviewing or going over the movie or whatever, you'll see in the comments a bunch of people saying, you know what, I don't want to spoil anything, but I do want to give a shout out to the MCU. This was the proper way to use Taskmaster. Finally, they gave her shine. You know, they were just like, you know, finally, you know, Taskmaster, we get to see the full range of their powers in this movie, guys. I really enjoy it. I was just like, God damn. I would have fallen for it because there were so many of them. I would have been like, oh my God, Taskmaster shows out. If I wouldn't have seen it like the opening day, I would have totally bought into it. But people were trolling online. You know, this is a true Taskmaster. This is the Taskmaster we wanted in Black Widow. This is the real Taskmaster. And I was like, damn.
Yeah. That reminds you, it's Morbin time when they like made Sony think that people really wanted to go back. So they just trolling motherfuckers. So it's just crazy.
Where is it? I've seen the movie 7 times now.
Yeah. No, it's just that there were so many things that worked on so many levels. The harder dealings were with the emotional issues that some of these characters had, a lot of the mental health issues that, well, specifically Sentry had, and you know, I would say all of them. Bucky, everybody's got some issues, but Yelena definitely was dealing with some darkness. But I thought it was cool that they were foreshadowing the main villain. It's like, oh, I just feel empty inside. It's like, I see. Now, were there any surprises? We've seen the whole thing. Were you surprised at anything? The after credits, cameos, everything they were doing? Are we pretty solidified everything being all right? Or were we like, oh?
I had some storyline surprises. I felt with because I was here when we talked about Captain America and the Brave New World.
Yes.
That was our first taste of Congressman Bucky. And then we get to this movie and he's no longer Congressman Bucky. what happened? Valentino was like, wow, you didn't even last like half a term or whatever it was. It was like they were already factoring him out, that he just wasn't a very good politician. We didn't expand more on that. I think the Taskmaster surprise was the biggest surprise of the entire film. Because I remember in the theater I was at, as soon as the bullet hit, literally everyone went, the fuck? They're like, what? And they doubled down on that because I think they knew they were fucking with us. Because you see the shot and you see Yelena react to, no, and then she takes the hit to the head, and the crowd is, what just happened?
Yeah,
and the next camera shot is Taskmaster on the ground, oozing blood from the head. Like, she's really dead? Like, that's it?
Yeah.
She's in the promotional material. When you walk into the theater room, next to the room is the poster of Taskmaster on there. And like,
there she is, right in the middle.
She's right there. So yeah. Like, what is happening? that was a pretty... to me, that was like the most shocking part of the whole movie. I was just like, seriously? First 5 minutes?
I love they loot the corpse too.
Yeah. They just like discarded. Okay, we know you guys didn't like this. We're just gonna get rid of that. Okay, it's gone now. The Taskmaster can't haunt you now. It can't get you. It's okay. It's done. We've gotten rid of it. Jesus Christ. Rotten Tomatoes will be happy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It was just funny because like the one thing everybody said was like, well, my friends who saw this was like, that was like the moment of Deadpool 2 where Ryan Reynolds shot like the Wolverine Origins Deadpool. It was like, yes, we get to see the wrong one get erased.
Yeah,
we will get the real Taskmaster one day.
Yeah,
because Taskmaster is supposed to be a very verbal character, and well, she talked in this one. That's changed because she didn't talk in Black Widow. It's
no,
a very
did she say, "Don't shoot me"? Oh wait, pop.
So Taskmaster finally speaks and then dies.
And then dies out like a bitch.
Yeah, this is crazy. All right, well, we talked about what worked. Let's get into what didn't work. All right, Billy, we'll start with you. What didn't work?
All right, I'm going to say Julia Louis-Dreyfus, I'm going to say.
Oh.
Valentina, she just seemed like she was doing her character from Veep and not like an original character. And it just seemed like she wasn't intimidating as much. I mean, I was like, this is the same character that's a poor, like, discount politician character that she does on her HBO show or whatever. And like, you saw like some of the stuff coming a mile away with her. Like when she was trying to manipulate the Sentry, and actually that was one thing that I did like about him. I loved when he said like, okay, what do you, when she's like, don't you think it's a bit pretentious to call yourself a god? And he's like, well, the Avengers have a god on their team, and you said I'm stronger than the Avengers, so if they have a literal god, what does that make me? I was like, that's the one time where I was like, yeah, why the hell was he taking orders from her?
Yeah. Yeah. And he almost like offed her too. It was crazy.
Yeah, it made sense. I was like, okay, because like the Thunderbolts, I'll admit, like sometimes they fall into territory where even in the Marvel comic books, they fall into a discount Suicide Squad type vibe.
Yeah.
And Valentina gave that impression of the Amanda Waller you have at home.
We have Amanda Waller at home. We're not going to the movie theater like your brother Dave. I'm not going to the movie theater. It's dangerous. Where the frig does Dave live in the movie theater? It's dangerous.
Philly.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. You want Camden? Oh, okay. I understand. You got to go north to go to the movies, you know?
Yeah. Camden is Philly part 2.
Camden is worse Philly.
Yeah, I agree with you, actually.
Yeah, I'd rather be in bad Philly than Camden because Camden's awful.
I don't want to be in good Camden.
I don't want to be in good Camden. I'll be in bad Philly, but over good Camden.
That's a fact.
Yeah. All right, AJ, what didn't work for you?
I need someone to explain to me the importance of weaving in mail into everything, which was the secretary.
Oh,
you kind of get the impression in the beginning she's a little in over her head, which then gives an in for Bucky to get information. You start to get the vibe that maybe she's going to be turning a little bit more to the good side here and helping the good guys out. And then in the end, she really just wanted a raise. I don't understand the up and down. Women, I can't figure them out. You know,
can't live with
enough.
Yeah.
I just, when that movie was over, I just saw that secretary as a not a plot hole. What do they call it when that character's in there
MacGuffin?
Immediately to move the storyline along.
Yeah.
It serves no real other purpose. We didn't really need her in there involved with all that. I also want to piggyback on the Valentina thing because I remember hearing when that character was introduced, there was a lot of rumor going around that she was going to kind of be these next phases Nick Fury.
Right.
As far as cameos and being nah. I don't. I love this lady's resume. I respect her as an actress. This wasn't it. I just felt there were too many more verbose characters. She shared the screen with too many people that were really, really, really good at what they were doing. And despite the fact that I don't think she did a bad job, there was nothing, if you rank those cast members 1 through 10, she's really low on that list as far as performances for this movie. So I just wanted to piggyback on that. But yeah, there wasn't much that I didn't like about the film, but there was a few times where I was scratching my head and I was just like the end, at the ending with the twist with the asterisk, when all of a sudden they just that whole city block was just rained on concrete and pieces of building, and then they went through a curtain and the press were ready. It's just like, who made that call?
That was like the epitome of what's called damage control in the book.
Yeah, I was just like, that was far, like all the media is there. Like,
yeah,
we're just gonna wait under this subway underpass until this passes so we can get the first word of the superhero.
Very convenient.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and then it was the curtain. Like, there's a curtain that she has to go through.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I actually thought it was funny.
And then they all walk through, and then she whispers, "We own you." I was like, in what fucking way?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Snitch? You could have. It was, I don't know. It was weird toward the end, but I'm being optimistic. It was still a good movie to me.
Okay, for me, the Shadow Universe didn't work. I think that. Yeah, I think that I mean, the Void I got, but like the Shadow Universe, them jumping in there and trying to like pull him out, and then this whole fight, the good and evil fight, it's kind of a thing I've seen a lot in different types of sci-fi. So I know, especially anime. Oh, I gotta like Tatsuo, that.
You don't even need to go to anime if in all honesty, you can stay in the MCU because the Mirrorverse and Doctor Strange. Yeah. Had a lot of aspects like that where they used what did Pete say is all geometry. Yeah. So like things mold into each other. You're sliding from one thing to another. You're 3D. Like when Yelena goes through one mirror, but that level is this way now, so she hits a wall instead. So it's kind. I felt that. I understand that. Yeah. It was very multiverse of madness. In that
way. And unnecessary. Like I know it was supposed to be a setup for the big reveal of the dimensional travel ship. That comes at the very after credits. In case you haven't seen it, we're going to talk about that, so don't be mad at us.
I have one more thing that doesn't work. I got this. Think about this sequence. The meth chicken fight.
Oh, the meth chicken fight was classic. There was like, listen, I was on meth.
Only Disney can make meth funny.
I was so proud of that joke, but it was like, yeah, it was funny when they verbally said it. Then they said it again, and then they show it, and it's like
went hard.
Rule of threes, you kind of killed it.
I don't know. I got that Chicken versus Peter vibe from that. It was kind of funny. The old Family Guy joke where the giant chicken and Peter just fight throughout all of.
Man, if a live action Peter Griffin would have showed up on screen, that would
have been it. It would have been lit. Yeah. But yeah, that Void thing unnecessary. I feel like they could have just had Sentry overcome his own demon. I like the poignant fact that they are together as a team, and by golly, we're gonna get you good. And she hugged him, was like, I'm with you.
Although that Void verse did give us one beautiful line that I think a lot of people overlooked, because they set the precedent that every time you enter it, you face your worst fear,
right,
or your worst moment that you experienced as a third party, so you're not experiencing it in first person.
Right, you're looking, you're the observer. Yeah,
so it happened to Yelena. It happened to U.S. Agent. It happened a few times. It happened to Valentina.
Yeah.
So the assumption as the viewer is that every time someone comes in there, that's what they experience. So the scene where the whole team is in the room defeating the IKEA furniture as a unit, right? And then all of a sudden, everybody's like, "Are you guys okay?" And then Bucky goes, "Yeah, my past is great, so I'm doing well."
Yeah.
Only one of the few people you didn't see go back and face their shit, but you already know because it's been like a decade of Bucky.
Yeah.
I just chuckle. He's like, "Oh yeah, my past is awesome. I'm doing wonderful right now."
Yeah.
It's like the last place he wants to be on planet Earth. Like, oh, that was a cool line.
No, that was a dope line. Like I got it. It was like, huh, but it was just still like over the kind of. But totally good point. The other thing that totally didn't work for me was not seeing Sentry use his other powers. Sentry has heat, like a wicked sunbeams, not heat vision, sunbeams. Like fucking
power
of fire come out his eyes. Like I go to the bathroom and fire come out my dick. But
that's a medical issue. That's not.
I think you need to get some cream on that, buddy.
Yeah.
No,
you can't blame everything on mutation.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a superhero. Look what happens. No.
Sometimes it's just an STD.
Sometimes you just need penicillin. But no, there's so much to Sentry that we could flesh out, and I think we're gonna get an opportunity in the future, especially with Doomsday. But he is the most powerful being in the Marvel universe.
Oh, hold on now.
Oh no, I'm going there.
Oh,
He is.
okay. All right.
If you pull him out to fight World Breaker Hulk, yeah, because World Breaker Hulk thrashed the Thunder, the what does he call it? The Inhumans. You know, he thrashed.
Oh, you're sticking to the comic book world.
Yes, in the comic book. Yeah, not in this. Not in this. No, who knows?
The MCU. I was like, hold
on. I don't know. He's pretty damn powerful for the MCU, but
he is.
Yeah,
I can only think of very few names that might even have a chance. Yeah, you're right. But you know, as far as the comic book goes, if you want to call him the most powerful, that's fine. But just keep your voice low. I don't want Null hearing that. Shit.
Yeah. Null's pretty damn powerful too.
Yeah, that was the one who ripped him in half.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was good, but just please don't talk about Null. I'm still in Venom pains.
Venom. Yeah, Venom.
That would be my bad.
All right, so we talked about what worked. We talked about what didn't work. We're going to talk about what happened in the news fronts.
Oh,
because we got other stuffs to talk about.
Let's talk drama.
Let's talk drama. Drama. All right, so if you saw all over the place, it says New Avengers. In fact, some places are changing the freaking marquees to instead of Thunderbolts, it says New Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
Has any movie theaters done that by you guys yet, or no?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
We live a few blocks from Alpine Cinema, which is a more local movie theater, not like a chain. And their posters outside of the movie theater, their Thunderbolt poster has changed to a New Avenger one.
That's awesome.
It's the one that has the one where it's like it looks like it ripped. Like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, like that. It has.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
Billy, you're upstate, so.
I actually have not been to the theater since I saw this movie. So I saw it opening weekend when it was still Thunderbolts.
Gotcha.
I do know about that.
Yeah.
I've seen the footage like online, Florence Pugh and Sebastian Stan changing the movie posters.
Oh, wow. Yeah, so it is happening. It's quite funny. And, of course, the other news is the box office dominance. Grossed $95 million in this week alone for domestic and $86 million overseas.
How much is that in yen?
How much is it in yen? Like $60. It's $350. And worldwide is 181. The trajectory, supposedly, because the drop off is not so bad, it's only 22%. They're saying that this is going to be the next big thing. This is going to hit the 300 million mark by this weekend. What are your thoughts there? Do you think we'll hit that 300 million mark?
I think that we can. I want to pose the question to you guys because you said you listened to the show, and me and my brother had quite the debate because this was a very unique marketing strategy.
Yeah,
we've never seen someone put out marketing, release the film, and then redo the marketing for the film that's already fucking out. I've never really seen that before.
Yeah.
So you have these issues with people online that are saying, spoilers, I haven't seen it yet. Spoilers, I haven't seen it yet. The title of this show is 1 week later.
Mm-hmm.
I like the week. There is a debate still, but as far as I want to tie this to the business numbers that you're talking about. Do you guys think that this new marketing strategy helps or hurts?
Helps, because then they're going to get confused and they're going to be like, oh, there's a new Avengers movie? And then
like, what did I miss?
Oh, wow, they did that quick. All right, let's go. They're going to go and see this. Like, wait a minute, it's the same movie.
I didn't want to see Thunderbolts, but I'll watch the new Avenger film.
Exactly. Watch it make like $900 million next weekend.
Based off of that.
Yeah.
I thought that was unique. I thought that was different. I made the joke before Endgame came out because of the hype. Mm-hmm. I was like, I don't think Endgame needs any marketing material at all whatsoever. I wouldn't even do a trailer. That's what I said before, because it was like 1 year after Infinity War. I'm like, no way, not this movie.
Yeah,
and I don't feel that way about every film, but the MCU films I think are starting to become a brand all into itself.
Yeah.
So to do two versions of marketing, I just thought was ballsy.
It's ballsy, but it's going to work, and it's bringing butts in the seats because I saw it. I saw it in a small theater where I live. They still have them. And it was pretty packed. So I was very happy. I'm a big movie guy. and the rumor is that the movie's dying. But let me tell you, there's no experience like the movie theater experience, because my 80-inch TV is nothing like a 100-foot television. There's inches and then there's foot. You know what I mean? There's a big difference.
I know it.
And the sound is also a big thing for me too, because you get that big movie speaker that's the size of several 80-inch speakers instead of my one little sound bar. There's a huge difference. It's just the movie theater experience is second to none still. Yes, you could sit home and watch it and pause it and whatnot. Like if you're going to watch the Snyder Cut, you're going to want to pause it, and, go to the bathroom or just skip all the boring parts. But, for something like this, the pace was great. The storyline was great. And the undertone of social issues with regards to mental health and instability thereof, I thought was tackled pretty nicely.
Bunch of woke garbage that did.
No, it wasn't woke. It's like your child
in a safe space, Joe.
No, it did end with a hug.
Everybody does end with a hug. Everybody's hugging. It's great.
Yeah, my evening ended with a handy. But
that's all right. Well, I mean, we don't know. That's how Bob really got out of the void.
I definitely got the handy. I was there.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. Ends with a handy. Happy ending, everybody.
Try to get another one tonight.
There you go. I think that the next movie, of course, we are introduced to Fantastic Four, and they're building
the end credit.
Yeah, the end credit.
Or do we not want to do?
Oh yeah. No. I told people it was going to be a spoilers, and if you haven't gotten, that's your ass. Like. If you're coming into this going, we're not watching the Thunderbolts, we're gonna go check out the new Avengers. It's the same fucking.
Go ahead, Bill.
All right, Bill.
Also, we just remember, pretty much, if you saw this, you know that everybody survives Fantastic Four. But if you didn't know that,
we don't know
from that multi-hour live stream of a bunch of chairs where they showed the names of all the people from the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. I mean,
a month before this.
Yeah.
So you kind of knew, oh. Yeah, they all make it.
Yeah.
First of all,
except for Taskmaster, who did not have a chair during that live stream.
Yeah. What were you saying, AJ?
Spoilers, Michael Jake. Spoilers.
He changed his name to Michael Jake. Wow. That is a deep cut for this channel.
I was timed perfectly. As soon as I said end credit, he popped it up. I was like, I knew it. Spoilers.
There it is. Michael Jake.
I'm sorry, I had the asterisk. I knew I had to do that.
That was great.
I would like to bring the movie community's biggest theory to this show and let the people debate in your comment section, because at the end credit that we all saw 14 months later from the end of the film, we are now full-blown Avengers team. I thought for a second there was going to be a West Coast Avengers kind of mention.
Yeah.
Now we're talking about the two teams, which is usually how that happens in the comics. And so the end credits, when they took place, I was with my wife and I was with my son, and it was only like 2 minutes and change.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the reason I texted you, to be honest with you, because I felt like there was so much that could be unpacked in that one end credit. But the big theory that I've been hearing online, and I'll take it to your fans here in the chat, is that yes, we saw the Fantastic Four's vessel coming towards Earth. That is not proof that it's the Fantastic Four in that shuttle. And
because
there's a lot of people who are saying that could be Doom's entrance to our verse, so to speak, our version of the MCU. So there's a lot of people saying we don't entirely know that it's the four that are on that ship. We don't know if there four is on that ship alone and who they're with. We just know that some characters from that version of the Fantastic Four is now entering our airspace. And it's a big tease, and there's a lot of things thrown into the air. But I love the air of mystery, because if everyone can remember for just a second, that's what the MCU used to feel like.
Yeah.
Didn't know for sure, and it was to the point where I got a feeling back then that the producers knew and had fun with the fact that nobody knew. And then somewhere along the way, it seemed like the producers were also as unaware of what was going to happen as us.
Yeah.
But I feel, is it me? Can I tie it to the Russo brothers? That all of a sudden now, ever since they were named the directors of those two big assembly films. I feel like things have been a lot more streamlined ever since.
Yes.
Because I feel like that. Because I remember back in the day when they were leading up to Infinity War and Endgame, the Russo brothers reached out to directors, reached out to writers, and just like, hey, what are you feeling? Like, what direction are you going in? Like, so we can, know that and all that.
It's called cohesive unit. It's what Warner Brothers needs to take notes on, and I feel like James Gunn, now that he's in charge, is going to take notes on.
Oh, that should actually be interesting because, like, I just thought about this. This is going to be interesting this summer. I remember at one point the Russo brothers, after Infinity War and Endgame, said they were thinking about handing the reins of the Avengers over to James Gunn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and they wanted James Gunn to be the new driving force of the MCU before he got canceled.
Yeah.
So now, like,
that whole thing,
he's the head of the DC, like the competition. How will they handle going against their chosen, forsaken successor?
Yeah, their protege. I mean, he's got the tools and he has the building blocks on how to make a good universe come into fruition. He's done such a good job with Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It is the only MCU movie that made me go, what? To this day, even though we're dealing with a lot of heavy topics in this film, especially with mental health and the history of unfortunate folks in my family who have those issues, including my dad. But seeing that on screen did hit a nerve, and that was, in a good way, but nothing hits you like seeing an innocent animal getting jacked up. And then just like the way that everything came in that movie came in. Oh yeah. With
had to do it.
I had to. Yeah. Beavis and Butthead just still lives in me. Anyway, how it just came into fray with Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I think Superman is probably going to be very good because of that. But I have high hopes for Marvel, kind of brushing off the year of hell that they've had in the last couple of years with some of the movies that not getting received as well. This one's got a great reception. It's still not making the numbers that some of these big Marvel movies has, but I think Fantastic Four will.
Just to end this really quickly, I'm looking forward to WWE versus WCW.
Yeah, we're back, baby.
I'm looking forward to, James Gunn has had a reputation of being really good with the writing and the character development. So have the Russos. Both of them did it with franchises that it required it to be an ensemble.
Mm-hmm.
So they know how to take the time and make that work. If the rumors are true and they were really on board with passing that baton to James, I don't think they're going to have a problem going head to head with him either. Because I know for a fact James Gunn is going to sit there and say, "Fuck yes. I want to go. Okay, what do we have next on the docket? Because fuck these guys. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, did you guys hear the news that this end of summer, when we're back into the swing of school and work, we're going to be getting a Guardians Corp, Green Lantern Corps. They're called Lanterns. It's going to be a cop show where they're going to go and arrest aliens all throughout the universe, and it's going to have two of our favorite Green Lanterns, Hal Jordan and Johns. So this is going to be some ish, and I think, cool. They're or more like a fist. Oh wait, I got my blue ring. I don't know what blue was, but it's going to be serious, and I think DC's coming in hot.
They're going to play with it. Sure.
Another thing I want to get to, something that you said, the theories. I also heard a theory that Doom was going to come in the guise of a fake Tony Stark, and that's what's on the ship. It's like, oh shit, Tony's back! Yay!
Pretend.
Yeah, he's going to do that, and then all of a sudden
there's so many ways to go.
There's so many ways.
The rumor of a heel Captain America, Steve Rogers, the Hydra version or whatever. There's a million ways that this could go. Yeah. The fact that I don't know is exciting.
Yep.
I like to know everything.
Yeah, I like being in the dark.
I'm a read the back of the book kind of guy. I want to know.
Yeah, all right. Let me see the last one.
Irks me.
All right. Well, that's officially going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining us, AJ. We had a blast talking wrestling and all things pop culture in your show.
Yes.
So it was nice having you back to talk about the Marvel.
Oh my God, he did it again.
What?
You retired.
The new retired. He went to another one. Deep cut. Look at that.
He did a whole trilogy on this episode.
Yeah, he did a blast of To Be Seen's early days. That's the other title for the show. I like halfway through the week, I'm going to change the title of this episode.
Right.
Oh man, look at that! Back to when we were in masks running around the woods. Look at that. That's some good stuff. Yeah. I'm surprised my lady stayed with me after that. It was like, what the frig are these idiots doing? She, as you know, AJ, she didn't leave.
Oh yeah, my wife's seen some pretty stupid shit from me. Yeah.
Oh, there we go. I guess it's just a course thing. Well,
luckily the sex is great. So.
There we go. All right, friends, that's gonna wrap it up. Commander, is there anything you want to say before we go?
I'll just say, if you haven't seen this movie yet and you didn't fall for all the spoilers, wow, I can't believe that. Considering all the different Easter eggs and stuff that have been leaked everywhere. Seriously, like, this is one movie where they did not do like Infinity War or Endgame, where they were just saying like, we'll tell everybody everything in this movie. But I'd say, even though you know this stuff, still see it anyway. It's occasionally fun.
It's worth it. All right. Where can everybody go find you? Even though most people on this channel know who you are, this is like your second home on the internet. So where can we go and find more AJ?
Right now, the one thing that I'm promoting the hardest is my YouTube channel. It's been doing great. The numbers are going up.
Oh,
so I'm starting to push that a lot more. So literally just youtube.com/@OUM Network. And then you can get all my socials and stuff from there. I'm not going to kill your eardrums with it, but check out the YouTube channel. That's where everything is.
All right. Well, you can find that in the notes below. It makes it easier because this is going to be at AJ, and you can click on it and go right to his channel. Make sure you subscribe there. And make sure you subscribe to us, because we're going to be back with Fantastic Four, and there's going to be a whole lot of fun stuff 1 week later. The original Four. All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Go through our back videos. We have a whole we
have a litany
for our channel.
Yeah, you can go back and watch a whole ton. We just did Electric State. You probably skipped it, but I think it's worth.
No. Go watch the video of them doing Electric State. I promise you, it'll be better than the movie Electric State. I was so inebriated when I saw Electric State for the first time that I had to watch it again for a second, because I could have sworn I saw some things that I didn't see, but I did see them, and I'm sure they broke it all down for you. It's not a delusion. It's not a hallucination. They will break it all down for you and make sense. Check out Electric State, please. Their video was better than the movie. Anything, an instructional video on how to use Colgate is better than Electric State. Go to their YouTube channel and watch Electric State.
This is how you use a mouse.
Yeah.
That's great. Headphones
in your ear.
Yeah. All right, everybody. We'll see you next time.